Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm back. This is my third year in a row, and I like to keep saying we've done what we said we'd do. Look, we're in Mexico and Mexico only. I'm going to steal from Rick Rule. I don't know if he's here, but some of the things he said really resonated with me. We've been there 28 years, our group out of Halifax, only in Mexico. So I'm going to talk about our track record because he said we should. During that period, we've built 3 large silver mines. We just build mines every time. We've sold 2 other mines, projects to majors, and 2 of those original companies that we put in production were also sold to majors in our 28 years. We have 2 companies that we've been at work hard with for a decade now. Both of them are ready to build the next great silver mines in Mexico. So I'm going to tell you about one of them, Silver Tiger, the El Tigre project, and I hope to make a build decision, a construction decision here in the first half of this year, and we'll tell you who we're going to look like when we're done. Going to flip through Sonora, that's where we are, the #1 mining state in Mexico. I'm going to talk about Mexico too, because there's been a lot of doubters on Mexico. AMLO was tough. He was a tough president. He's gone. I said for 2 years there would always be open pit and underground permits in Mexico. Nobody believed me. And then I said the new president would be fantastic, Claudia Sheinbaum, and pro-business and pro-mining. She is. Permits are now being issued. She's completely pro-mining. And I would have said last year, I logically will tell you I will get the amendment to my underground permit for an open pit. I will tell you now I will get the amendment for my underground permit to have my open pit, and it's going to come very, very soon. So you'll judge me on that next year when I come back. I wouldn't say that if I didn't have strong conviction. That's going to change the game for this company, because the alpha returns in this business are not chasing drill holes. Go look at, the market's changed. The developer that goes to production, and we'll talk about some of my peers who will be exactly the same at. You look at my market cap and look at theirs at the end, and that's an alpha return. So let's get ready to talk about that. Now, you don't do anything without any money. And the one word I love that he said, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the project here. We're in Sonora. It's a big land package. I bought this land package back in 2017. We've only been at it 8 years. An average mine to production is 13. People should know that. We're at number 8 and we're ready to build. I'm going to show you why and how. You don't get to build much. That's 30,000 hectares. What we're going to talk about here, look, that's 25 kilometers. I can get it spun the right way. It's very spinny. Stop. Of the Sierra Madre trend. We're only going to talk about the 3 or 4 kilometers we've drilled, where we've delivered of 250,000 silver equivalent ounces in 8 years, and we're ready to build it now. That's a lot. I'm going to show you how we did that. You don't do any of that without having the money to do it. Chaff, what did you say, chaff from the wheat? Well, we've raised $150 million with AMLO as the president in the last 6 years, 7 years since we had the project. The last 100 was all bought deal financings over the last 3 years. I'm going to show you who gave us the money, because those people are pretty good at looking at track record and weeding out the chaff from the wheat. So I'll show you who our largest shareholders are. I think it's really important. And let me go find that slide for you. And here it is, right here. 100 million of that was given to us in bought deal financing in the last 3 years by those individuals to drive this project forward. 9.9 is Franklin Templeton, Sprott is 5, Merck's 5, Van Eck is a little. And oh, thank you, my friend from Banyan, for mentioning skin in the game. I fit right in here as the 4th largest shareholder, and I paid for all my stock too. That being said, how do we do this and what are we going to do? You got to go fast. I got 5 minutes left here. And we're going to talk about 2 parts. And I'm going to stay on this cartoon for a long time because that's all I got. Forget all the fancy pictures of the pits and the underground. Here it is. This is El Tigre 101 in a cartoon. I'm going to show you how we're going to build the next great silver mine very fast. Open pit. PFS. I'm going to show you the numbers on that in a minute. Ready to build. 100 million silver equivalent ounces ready to go. 5 million ounces will be produced by that per year. It'll generate 50 million USD cash flow after tax per year out of the gate on low CapEx. We're going to talk about that. That's the first part of any deposit, big deposit in Mexico. Easier, low CapEx, generates great money from the open pit, and then you go underground. We've drilled already 113 million high-grade silver ounces at El Tigre. That's just getting going. That's the first inning, lots more to come, but more than enough to build a great mine. Second part will be PFS done on this. You're going to see the PEA by April, May for the underground deposit. PFS was finished in November. Got to get back to work. Door number 1, door number 2. We're back drilling from underground. I'll show you some of that. Expect some real high-grade silver intercepts as we go forward here. But let's just focus on what's right in front of us now to build, the pit. And we'll come back to the underground. I'll talk about it. Every deposit in Mexico is the same. Narrow vein, high-grade silver, very hard to get, very hard to mine. Big stock work where you have epigenetic that vein, blowouts of mineralization, which you just dig up, put on a heap leach, and out comes the gold and silver. Drives great value to fund the underground. We got surprised here, and I got to tell you a little bit about it, and we'll come back to it. We found 2 other types of mineralization we'd never seen in our 28 years. Wide ore bodies underground, epigenetic to those veins. We'll come to it. But let's talk about this beauty. This is why, guys, open pit mining was never going away in Mexico. That's the highlights of our PFS. $86 million CapEx US. And I'm going to show you some of these numbers. This was at $21.50 and $26 silver. I'm going to show you a spot here in a minute, and then you'll see the power of an open pit in Mexico. So easy to build, too. Drives 222 NPV. That's over $350 at spot prices today. Payback, 2 years, 1.6 today at spot prices. IRR 40, incredible. It's over 55% today at spot prices. Your 86 million CapEx is very doable, manageable. At those prices, it makes $318 million USD. Look at the operating costs. That's over 10 years. Over $500 million at today's spot prices for an $86 million CapEx. No, you won't find one better in the industry. I've looked. Look at the costs. I mean, when you look at our costs, our basic operating costs are $12 an ounce. All-in sustaining 14, $5 million out of the gate. Aya produces 7 with their upgrade that is good. My good friend Benoit Aya. We're going to talk about my peers in a minute. Let's look at this this sensitivity table. There's my study I put out 2-3 months ago. There's where we are today. Look at those numbers. 350 NAV. You could just write them down. That's an 86 million CapEx. I don't have time to show you all the fancy pictures of the pits, of any of that. You can come look at that at VREC. I'll mention that at the end. We're going to be there. I'm going to be doing a presentation. But it's real simple. I've already been in discussions on the PFS. We'll build on that. The debt providers, there's 7 I'm dealing with. I have 2 term sheets already. We're going to get the money. You can see we've been pretty good at raising money for this through a real tough time. Mexico is going to turn around. It's going to re-rate. That's done. It's ready to go. While we wait for that permit, which I expect the first half of this year, the amendment, back to the underground, because that will be a 20 to 30-year underground operation. We'll start with 800 tons per day, and that's what you're going to see in a PEA by April this year. So you get that first economic test. We've been busy. How are we going to do that? Let's talk about drilling in the last minute. Because while you're waiting for me to build this thing, I want to reward the shareholders. A lot of people talking about great drill results. Well, I'm going to show you how we're going to get some. I'm going back to the cartoon. All of our drilling to this point was from here, 600-meter holes to get down to the newest discoveries. Well, we're miners, so we just, over the last year or so, we got back in the guts here of the deposit. We developed into it. I'll show you what that looks like right now. The old El Tigre mine is opened up. That's a 5.5 by 5.5 commercial opening. We're mucking out the area, and really that'll be the main haulage way for the underground. But for today, that is so I can get these guys where they are right today. These were taken yesterday. We're now drilling from underground. You'll see the first high-grade drill results. And when I say high-grade, go look at our history. 1, 2, 3, 10, 20 meters, multi-kilo. We've drilled as much as 86 kilos silver. So it's nice to be back to that high grade. That's only for one purpose. I'm sure the market's going to like it. That's so as I come back to that cartoon, which is most important, that I'm going to be able to finish that drilling here. This drilling will continue. Put a pin in it by February. PEA for the underground, which will build. PFS quickly to follow. This is already done and ready to build. Very exciting. What's this going to look like in a couple of years? 18 months to build this. Francisco Albalez has got the keys. He's the best open pit mine builder, open pit in Mexico. Go look at Argonaut. He was their COO for 10 years and built the 2 biggest open pits in Sonora. He's got the keys. We're going to build it. That's an 18-month build, start to finish. I hope to break ground on that and generate those numbers I talked about this quarter or latest next quarter. Get this ready with a PEA, PFS, So what are we going to look like when we grow up? 18 to 20 months from now, 5 million ounce producer. This will be a year after that, so call it 2.5 years from now. The underground with the 800 tons per day, we'll add another 5, that's 10 million. I'm trading at 100 million market cap because developers and explorers are getting no love. But I can tell you who my peers are, many of them in Mexico. Aya, Orla, Gatos, Silvercrest. That's the same production profile. They're all over 2 billion market cap. It's a simple trade, folks. I hope you look at our company. Now, no time for this. I'm from Halifax. You guys, Rick also says you can come see me. You really can. Fly out, I'll get you some lobster. But I'm going to give you an opportunity to come and see a deep dive on Monday morning. I'm doing a breakfast presentation, 7:30 at VRIC. Love to buy you breakfast. We'll take an hour and really look at all the technical and how we're really going to do it. And you can see all the models, and if you'd like that. And also, I have my thoughts on where silver's going to, and I'm on the silver panel at 3:40. A lot more smarter people on there than me on Monday at VRIC. But if you want to come to listen to that, I'll give you my 2 cents on silver and why Mexico is so important and why you have to invest there if you want silver. Thank you.